Hyundai I20N. Hello folks and welcome. We are back with another video, but this time around it's on this, the Hyundai I20N. It's basically the little brother to the already good and already quite popular and good driving car, the i30N, and it rivals the VW Polo GTI or the Fiesta ST, but sadly the Ford Fiesta ST has been discontinued. And that brings me on to another topic, small hot hatchbacks, because unfortunately it's becoming a dying breed. Renault Sport don't do anything exciting anymore. Like I said, the Fiesta ST has come to an end, and that is a cracking car. If you haven't seen those videos of me talking about them, go check them out somewhere up there or Google it. But this i20N could be a cracking car. Right, let's have a little walk around on this. It's a little terrier, isn't it? It's quite a smart looking car. Under the bonnet we have a 1.6 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder, 201 horsepower, manual gearbox only. Inside it's got these snazzy bucket seats. It's all very smart in here. It's even got different driving modes. We'll talk about that in a second. And you can buy this for a smidge under £25,000. This particular car is about 26 grand because it's got a couple of extras. Right, you know the drill. I'm going to hop in the car, tell you what it's like to drive and see what's what. But if it could get anywhere near a Fiesta ST, then I think we should be all right. Right, before we drive quickly, I want to see what it's like when you just drive it sedately. And first impression so far is that it's easy to drive. It's a relatively small car. It's also a light car. We'll get onto the performance stats in a bit. Feels very, very refined. I mean, in case you didn't know, Hyundai's N performance division range is ran by a bloke who used to run BMW M cars and created some of the greatest, the E46s and the E60 M5, one of my favourite cars. And the i30N is a cracking bit of kit too. And the i20N should be a good hit, but this i20N is inspired by the WRC car, but it's not a rally car. It's not like a GR Yaris. This one is more of a track performance hot hatch. It's rivaling the Fiesta ST RIP and the VW Polo GTI. Now, I'll be real with you, the Polo GTI, it's a sensible car, but really, why do you want a sensible hot hatch? If you're going to buy that, buy something else. And there are some Polo enthusiasts out there, but I'm sorry, they are so boring. Some of you guys might want to mention the Abarth 500, nowhere near in that comparison, and that would be a bit disrespectful for the i20N. So we've got fixed springs, fixed dampers, we've got different driving mode settings, so if I hit N, that will bring me into a different mode. Wow, I just had a flame pop up. That's crazy. Hyundai have got a sense of humour here by the looks of it. So the dampers are fixed, there's no different multiple modes, but you do have different settings for the steering, so I can switch it to comfort, normal and sport plus. Sport sort of weights it up a bit too much in sport plus, so I'll leave it in sport for the moment. But yeah, for civilised driving, it seems absolutely fine. In fact, it feels very, very grown up. I would go as far as saying it's more grown up than the Fiesta ST, which is a good start there. Easily see out of it pretty well, seating position's perfect, the scuttle's pretty low, I haven't got any blind spots. Also, another thing, for £25,000, this one's about 26 grand, but it does have some options. I believe this black roof lining is a 500 quid extra, but it comes pretty well equipped. It's got blind spot monitoring, it's got reversing camera, it's got rev match, it's got heated steering wheel, heated seats, USB-C in the front, USB-C in the back. It's a very practical car. The owner was telling me that basically he was getting nearly 50 mpg out of it. And that's what's great about hot hatches. That's the reason why I like them so much, is because, well, they sort of just do everything. It's still relatively affordable and reasonable enough to drive, and this at 26 grand, I know cars have gotten expensive nowadays, it's not too bad. It's actually giving you plenty of car for the money. Looks wise, it's on the radical side. It's definitely a shower. Some people might like that, some people might not like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Just looks like an angry terrier, like I said earlier. But yeah, first impressions on the road, it's pretty okay. The ride is slightly firm, but a car like this, it's gonna be like that, but it's not too crashy, and in fact the faster you go the better it is. Some of the roads that I'm driving around in Cambridge today are slightly harsh, but yeah, not too bad. Let me hit that, and I've put all my modes, steering in normal, rev matching off, engine is in the most aggressive. So 6-speed manual gearbox, only option, 3rd gear. Let's see what happens. Wow, turbo's very linear, seems to spool up quite nicely. Engine, got a couple of pops and crackles and pops. Sounds quite alright. Some of the engine note has been synthesised in the cabin. Not sure I'm a fan of that, but hey, those are the times. That's what you're going to find in most cars. But first impressions is how sort of, wow, revs to 6,500 RPM. Engine's pretty smooth. It's a 1.6 litre turbocharged motor. Like I said before, 201 horsepower, 275 newton meters of torque. This car weighs 1,190 kilograms, which for a 5-door hatchback is pretty light. And 0 to 60, if you activate the launch control feature, will happen in 6.2 seconds and on to nearly 150 miles an hour. So all good stuff in that department. But yeah, it feels very energetic and buzzy and just lively on its feet. Brakes, good pedal feel. I like the pedal position as well, really nice for heeling and towing. I like to heel and tow myself, but if you can't do that, no problem, because like I said, there's a rev button right here on the right. You hit that and it will do all that for you. Gear shift is nice. It's got a little bit of a long throw, but it's nice. It's a good balance. I think the faster you drive it, and if you was going for really hard flat shifts, it's probably not as precise as the Fiesta ST. You can buy some bolt-on options for that if it's really bothering you. Seats look really cool. However, the bolsters could be a little bit tighter, or I've just lost weight and got really, really skinny. I don't know which one that might be, but the seating position itself is really good. And also, can I mention, we've got a handbrake, boys and girls. In 2023, there are new cars that are selling with a handbrake, which means you can do some cool stuff, some of which I have done. Of course, that was on private land. But the engine for a 4-cylinder just feels really smooth. The power delivery is just very nice. There's hardly much any turbo lag. But yeah, on the outside, it's got a really good soundtrack. It sounds really cool. I love the cool dials. There's a sense of humour to the i20N. And I'm pleased to report that this to drive it's a riot. It's an absolute riot. And it's, like I said, I keep going on about this, in a world of 500-600 horsepower cars, it's just so refreshing and so nice to hop into something with 200 horsepower and use all of it all of the time and enjoy it on B roads. And that's what I like about it. It feels really good. Like I said, the front end's really pointy. The engine strolls on really well. I mean, it's got some shove. And I've also been told that Hyundai can also sell you track-ready pads. So let's not forget, there's a 5-year warranty with this, which is always nice. There's a sense of confidence with this car as well. There's a good sense of communication of what the rear axle is doing. It's obviously a torsion beam at the rear, but it doesn't feel too deflected over bumps. Yeah, Hyundai's pulled a blinder in this. If anything, I prefer this to the i30N, just because of how light on its toes and how nimble it feels. It's quite communicative, even on the road. If you go too hard into a corner, you can just peel off it and it will rotate ever so slightly. Not quite as lively at the rear as, say, Fiesta ST, but really not much is. I like it. I like it. It goes. It does go. It's an impressive bit of kit. It's well equipped. It's even got a limited slip diff at the front, and it pulls itself out of corners really, really well. Even in the wet, it doesn't seem to be torque steering or you know, nipping and tucking over certain bits of camber. Clutch and flywheel feel nice. That means that it's just beautiful to do heeling and towing. But yeah, you can just turn in, the front end's right there, and get on the power, and that's in the wet. And we're running Pirelli P0 tyres, which seems to be all right for the job. So yeah, in the dry, in the wet, as a road car, it's really impressive. What are the drawbacks? I suppose the sound piped into the cabin isn't that nice, and also ergonomically there are quite, I mean, it's nicely spec'd, and Hyundai do chuck you quite a load of toys. However, it is quite busy, and it does take quite a bit of time to sort of work out what buttons do what. But all in all, good. What a thing this i20N is. So the engine's fantastic, the way it drives, it just goes you into driving it like how all proper hatches should be. A knob, but it's got proper precision, and even though I haven't driven it on the track, on the road, it just feels really nice and up on its toes. And in the world of 400 horsepower RS3s and 400 horsepower A45s, it's just nice that there's a small, affordable, more importantly, affordable hot hatch that gives you all the thrills. You can use it every day, it's good on fuel, it's quick, and once again, Hyundai has pulled the blinder with the i20N. I'd go as far as saying that it's better than the i30N, and even though the Fiesta ST might be dead, still get yourself one of these. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Big shout out to Jacob for letting me chuck the keys to this brilliant hot hatch. Any owners out there, anyone that wants to let me have a go in one of their cars, drop me a DM on Instagram or drop a comment. But anyway, more videos to come. Like and subscribe. Until next time, folks, see you later.